Hey there, Speed Gaming 2. Sorry for the delay, but we have our runners now on the stream. Didn't miss much, just the opening segment of SMZ3 races are pretty much the same every time. So we can cut right to the interesting parts. Nice 4 bomb drop on Scoop side. And I think we've seen Kakriko from both sides. An 8 bomb drop as well. Nice. But we're 8.5 minutes in. And we're going to have to do some catch up here on what the runners have. I saw an Ether Medallion and a glove during that pause. You see their inventory in pauses for the Super Metroid items, of course. But 3 minutes in now. It kind of looks like Scoop did a not Kakariko start. He's coming over to race game now. And Sky is going to do this dam over to Agina play. And this is kind of a good time to do Agina. It's always out of the way until like later on when you have Flute or can mirror from Mire. But it can get you a good edge early on. And only costs a bomb. Okay, so there's our library check. There's our desert ledge check. Checking the desert ledge itself is a choice, because walking all the way left and then all the way back right does take a good chunk of time. And yeah, it looks like Scoop is actually doing the Kakariko clear right now. And this should let us know everything and which chest it was all in. So that's nice. Supers in Agina. Early supers are really nice, but if you don't need them, then not really worth the trip. But it's better than half the items. Yeah, it looks like we're going to see Sky go up the mountain with that glove. I'm going to assume they already went to the back of Escape for the easy 3 checks. I would have thought they'd gone to Mini Moldorm Cave by now, because there's 5 checks in there, and had a good safe bomb count for it. But we're getting a dark room, and using bombs to see in the dark. I find coming from this side is a little bit harder. Just because you have to do more up and downs to get through the first room that has the old man in it. Coming from the back, you can just hold directions for most of it. Plasma in the well. Just got morph bombs. Bottle on the old man. Power bombs. So they have supers and power bombs. And morph bombs. Early E-tanks are always nice. By the way, I'm your commentator, Aussie. And then with me on tracking is going to be Jambo Frames. And we weren't really watching the race while everything was being set up, so we're still getting caught up on tracking as well. So we get this early upper Norfair checks. There's just a few things you can do here without morph, and we'll see later on if they need to like actually go deeper into upper Norfair without morph, since this isn't a hard seed. But for now, you just do these 2 checks and Spectacle Rock Cave, then move on. But the settings are going to be 774. So that means 7 crystals and 4 Metroid bosses. There's a flute, Mini Moldorm Cave, and a sword. Yeah, Flute and Sword would have made the mountain climb a lot easier. So Scoop's going to have a bit of an edge with that. The early Flute just helps a lot with the early routing. Because you can like break up your map zones even more. Just Flute lets you move to different areas faster. And then Space Jump up here. Space Jump is a very nice item to have early as well. There's just many places that Space Jump saves time with improved movement. And this is a trip to Sahasrala's closet. I'd expect to continue to Eastern at this stage of the race. The runs don't have anything huge opened up yet. So we're still looking for the Morph Ball or the Pearl or Hookshot. Because Flute does put Mountain in logic, and Hookshot will give you a bunch of Mountain checks. Supers, Gravity Suit, and Missile Pack. Yeah. Fighter Sword makes early game just feel a lot safer. What does this mean by Sky? Okay, going up to Sank. Well, yeah, at first it looked like they were farming bombs. This looks like a bottle check, I'd guess. Which is unfortunate without the flute from Mini Moldarm Cave. Sky really getting punished for not finding that flute, since they've done Agino already in the mountain climb. And now coming back to town for bottle. And actually they've spent enough bombs from their trip up the mountain through the dark rooms that killing the Mini Moldarms could be dangerous. Okay, so now they're gonna farm the 50-50 bomb here at Link's house. You need like 4 bombs, bare minimum. Everything past that's for safety. And you're always expecting to miss, say, 2 bombs. Trying to kill Mini Moldarms. Yeah, we don't have a clear next move from the seed yet. A lot of nice items to have early, though. I got a Moldorm stuck at the top. Don't see that often. So hopefully... Sky is getting the kills. And if it's just going to bounce back and forth like that, then that's an easy kill. Okay, made it through. Can get their sword and flute. Oh, that was a green pendant Meridia, was it? But with the early gravity suit, you're gonna want to clear out most of Meridia. So not too helpful having that be a pendant. You can isolate Dragon just as a way to break up your Meridia checks. So you could put off getting that pendant. It just opens up the space jump and plasma checks, and those are both pretty slow. But it is an extra item, being green pendant. Yes, I brought up hookshot, but with that space jump and now they got a couple of B tanks, they're close to being able to do upper Norfair checks. With the flute bringing them to the mountain. That's fun to see. Tricky to do. I'd like to see that. It's not too common in Seeds. So it'd be fun to see. So Scoop is going to save time with a quick bottle check. Doesn't have to walk all the way here. And Sky is heading into the escape. It looks like they've done an early Uncle start. So walk right by Uncle. Come straight to the back three. The front three even. And Scoop is entering Super Metroid for the early 2 checks you can do down here. Oh, there's Ether. So that means Scoop's already done these checks. Yeah, there's 2 checks available super early in Super Metroid. And now's kind of a good time to route them in. Because you're not committing to a double dip of Eastern Palace yet. Or any really bad one-offs. So this is just in the pool of slow checks. Heart container, doesn't matter. And then the other item's going to be in the ceiling. It's normally an E-tank. And in Hard Logic, it's available from the start. It's just a missile pack. So resetting the ship's faster than walking out. But ultimately, just a time loss. Bombs and escape. And I haven't seen anyone do back of escape yet. I don't think. Just assuming that Sky's already done that. This is going to be a Dark Cross check. They already have the small key. So like the only thing to watch for is if the map was here. And then Scoop also heading to escape. Now why is Scoop coming back to the map chest? Farming hearts. There's hearts in the pots here. It's back. Maybe took a death to ball and chain. Or lost all the pots. Time will tell. So what's Sky doing? This is 5 E-tanks. So they're going to take a save and go straight into the Bubble Mountain area. Could still go up to Alpha Power Bombs. Because Space Jump opens that as well. But they're going to read the seed as saying 5 E-tanks means go to Upper Norfair. Which is cool to see. I kind of like putting this off until one of the very last checks. I feel like they have just Eastern Palace otherwise. And some other like terrible checks. This is an okay time to do it. Getting a lot of red 20s off of these guard drops. It's nice for early money. Space Jump also makes the hell run a lot easier by saving health, just from that improved mobility. So while we're here, there's no Morph Ball, so the Norfair Reserve check is worth 2 less items. I don't like this save as much. It should be safe enough to check all these locations. And then you could just reset back to the speedway if there was nothing here. But we're kind of expecting there's progression in this area, so it's fine to save if you expect progression here. Also would have liked to have seen the Norfair Reserve check first, since it's just the one item. But it could be Morph here. Okay, there you go. I'll position yourself right on this little ledge so you can pick up the drops, but not get hit by the bugs. This run through the speed booster entry takes, I think it's 3 fully tanks, like 400 health. So you want a bit more than that. Plus, you're gonna grab this item in the hidden block. But you might as well heal to full anyway. Just missiles. So one interesting piece of logic is the wave beam location here. 'Cause normally you have to think about getting back through the blue gate when you don't have morph. But since they have space jump, and this is hard logic, they can jump back over and then gate glitch. But that might have a health requirement on it. Because gate glitching is frame perfect. It looks like they're both here. So it'd be nice if this was the answer. Logically, they've gotten a couple items that point in this direction. Like, if this was all the logical information available, then you'd have a reason to come here. Just a blue cane, and I think that's all the checks. So, Upper Norfair, not the answer. No morph, so that's all they can do here. Next closest thing would be the Alpha Power Bombs location. Also unlocked by Flute and Space Jump. Yeah. Just Red 20 in Norfair Reserve. We've seen that on Scoop side. Yeah. Once you've saved up here, you need to reframe your health for the return trip through Cathedral. And you want a good 4 E-tanks for that. And farming health just burns time. That's kind of the problem with this play. Like, it's a good play in that logic points you here. It's like 3 logical requirements to get here for 5 items or 6 items. But if you miss, then there's a lot of health farming to do, and you can't even get all the items. And I don't think we saw the cathedral item itself yet, because that's pretty costly to check, like when you're trying to watch your health. Yeah, so unfortunately, Scupula also going to save here. And I imagine that's because of this trip to the wave beam. It's going to take a lot of E-tanks to get in, and no guarantee you can get the wave beam item and get out on your first try. But Sky can continue on to Alpha Power Bombs. It's a good check. Especially after deciding that Space Jump is your progression, Flute and Space Jump. I didn't think Scupula saved at Speedway either. So a reset without this Bubble Mountain save would have been back to the ship. And then be a long trip back for this Alpha Power Bombs check. So just another thing to think about. We're also going to see Health Farm over here, as we get this new check on Skyside. And this is like the only item we can check in Red Tower without Morph. Have to leave all the other ones behind. Speed Booster. That's a fun check. Or a fun progression item to find. That opens up, I think it's Brinstar and also Croc. So, awkward checks, but makes for an interesting seed for us. Having the 5e tanks, I'd like to see Croc from here. I feel like hard seeds tend to play out this way, where if you can do Croc early without Morph, then you do it. Of course, it's not always the case. They can check Gauntlet E-Tank, but don't have a logical way out. There's our Cathedral check. It's just arrow capacity. Don't have to worry about that. Watch out, Scoop. Health is getting low. 16 health. Okay, so this guy's going to start with the Brinstar checks because it routes pretty well. Especially Terminator item, it's right here. Going past Terminator takes a lot more time. But having speed compared to Screw Attack means the early Supers location and Brinstar Reserve are open. So that makes this a lot more valuable than if you just come here with Screw Attack. Okay, and then Scoopula also going to go up to Alpha Power Bombs. We're pretty sure that this is progression now, based on how many items it opens. Nice health refill. Don't want to risk dying in Hellway. Yeah, the logically intended speed boost to run through the shutters to get your early super missiles. It's a Bombos medallion. They have a sword and they have early medallions. They have a master sword and early medallions. Maybe that's a sign. Putting a medallion right next to a sword. Okay, smartly not going to the... Is that the map room up above? Soft lock room. Knows where the save station is. Okay. So now we're going to see Speed Booster get through the pink wall. And hopefully not visit the decor. There's going to be 2 checks here over in Big Pink. So we have money. Could be Zora money. Might as well take it. The glove they have does enable Zora access. But otherwise they'd have to farm. And so we're going to reset back to the Green Bryn main shaft. It probably has a proper name. But it saves a little bit of time. Especially after already making the save. So if we got another sword and a Bombos medallion from this trip. The 300 rubies isn't bad either. Yep. Be extra safe around the battle crabs. They're set to kill. That's odd. Not having enough run speed to just go through the landing site bricks. I feel like you have to release run to do that. Okay, so Sky did remember that you need to spark through these blocks on the return. It's very easy to forget that. Then you just have to go back through the door and build up speed again. So no progression. No immediate progression from that trip. Might find use for Master Sword and Bombos later. But it's looking more like you take your Speed Booster to Croc, do a Morphless Croc play. Still on 5 E-Tanks. So it's still in logic. Yeah, so Scupula trying to get this short charge. It's just a 1-tap. So you have to take a step or 2 forward and then press run. And that'll get you blue. I can't see what buttons they're trying to press. But gets through it. Not too much trouble. And we're going to be seeing Croc with Plasma Beam, but no charge. So we have to do the ammo fight. But they have plenty of ammo. If you ever do run out of missiles, then Croc can get out of control. And right now it's looking like Sky is ahead in the progression chain. We'll find Mitz. So Mitz is for Mire access, but they don't have Pearl yet. Yeah, so can't do anything in Mire yet. But Mitz is big. So we saw that Scupula lost time to Ball and Chain. Had to redo Front of Escape. think Sky's done Agina. But past that, it's hard to tell who's done what checks, since we missed the first 8 minutes. Nice spark across. Scupula not making a save. Gonna get to keep the money. That 50 rubies plus 1. So if you come this way, you need to do the Stutter 3. Stutter 3 is in logic in hard mode, but they also have a Moon Pearl. You can Green Gate glitch up above, and then they have Space Jump to do everything. So Croc was the answer. Had Mitts and Moon Pearl. And that'll be Dark World. Brinstar was still helpful with that second sword. Like, increasing your damage is really nice. So you can get some of that time back through stronger weapon. Plus, it was like on the way, really. It'd be hard to pass on going to Brinstar first. Even when Croc does seem like the more logical thing to do. Then from here, this guy is just going to go to Croc Escape, space jump across, and we'll be back for more Zelda action. Could check the Crumble Tower item while they're here, but logically you want a Various Suit for that. Because I'm pretty sure you'd die. With this much health. Reserve for your trouble. So we got a nice Super Metroid with no Morph Ball Seed. Those are interesting. Pretty much did all the things, other than Lower Norfair. Scupula just gonna be trailing a bit. So this guy still giving us the new information. Maybe we'll get a map check here. I see that tracker got us some info. So Pendant, Skull, and Pod, and SM Boss, Turtle Rock, Ice Palace, and Mire. That tells us all of our pendants. So we don't need to kill Dragon, Mothula, or Helmasaur. Pendant Pod's always tricky. It has enough items that you want to go there for the density, but then the boss is so slow that typically always skip it. Supers knock Croc back 3 steps at a time. Missiles are just 1. So there's a bit of balancing you can do, but you need to knock Croc back an even number of steps. And you need to think about how you're going to farm your ammo back afterwards. Yeah, we have a Red Crystal Desert Palace and You can pause here in the croc area, and that'll tell you the Ridley prize. And it's going to be a crystal. But we're a little interested in where the other red crystal is. They also ran through Brinstar and Meridia, but we already know the Meridia token. So they had opportunity to check for more bosses on the way. It's very easy to forget that still. Scubula is going to give us the top route through Grapple. A nice first try Green Gate glitch. So I saw a compass and no small key. On Sky side, we're watching for the big chest to become available, because they don't have a hammer yet. And most of the time it's safe to skip that chest. Just watching Scupula react to this Moon Pearl at Croc. Maybe didn't like all this running around. 44-minute Moon Pearl. Now you can play the game. But yeah, this Thieves Town big chest. If it is available by finding the small key, then you get a better idea of your hammer logic. Just a little bit. I'd say it's more important to track if it has an item or not. But it's pretty rare for it to be a progression item. So I think you're pretty safe. Just not worrying about that location. I guess this is health farming. Sky is... They're wearing blue? And I don't know if that's part of the sprite or not. But the crickets do 2 hearts. Spikes are 1 heart. If this is green mail, then 1 hit from dead. So I can't tell if they're being safe in killing all the enemies, or if they're trying to farm hearts. But there's a couple hearts coming up in prison. That looked like farming hearts to me. Yeah, these 2 pots on the right, always gonna be hearts. Yeah, it doesn't have a boomerang or hook shot to double it up. No powder either. There's a heart outside the blind room that I don't know if they got or not. That's a Bombos for Meyer. And Scupula having a bit of their own health problems. Dealing with the Murderdactyl. This is a bit greedy, going for the bomb drop. Sky side. But they did keep the blue cane. So you can do a blue cane blind fight. And you do that by doing the start normally with sword. And then later on use blue cane for safety. Yeah, with that spin, should be off script a little bit. Or did they reset the blue cane? Because they took a save before going over to Wave, and I think Wave had the blue cane. That's unfortunate. Because that's a place where it would have been useful. But getting back from Wave Beam without Morph can be a problem. So we're seeing some arrow game. You fire the bow when the Octorok is on the second curtain, middle of the second curtain. It's every time. So thinking about Zora money. Power bombs and scolds. Dreaming of the day when they find a morph ball. And SMZ3, the pinball room chest is always going to be a small key. Just a big 20 in the dig game. Didn't make their money back. And that means this guy's back to not having enough money for everything. Yeah, when inverted became a thing, everyone worked hard to find a setup for the arrow game. And now they have one. And it works really well. So just a compass in the middle of Scolds. That's a check I don't like doing, because it's a lot of walking and not great odds of being a real item. But everyone has their opinion on that check. And that looked like fairy farbing by slashing the bushes. It was like a 1 in 8 chance of having a fairy. Mostly money in Hype Cave. So didn't need to do arrow game. But couldn't have known. And we see an ice beam up on Bumper Ledge. Ice beam, probably not logically required for anything, because we're playing hard mode. Is this guy getting back to Ice Rod Cave, since they have Flute? You can come here anytime, which means you can put it off as long as you want. And we'll see what happens next. They don't have logical East Dark World over to Pod, so you don't really want to do that at this point. What should they be doing then? Can't get into Mire. We've seen Mire Shed. I can't do anything in Lower North Fair. What else is there to check? Oh, yeah. We partial Smith Chain, and Zora and Eastern are still available. Be unlucky if you had to go into early Eastern anyway. And we do have a Thieves Town small key. That means something. That means you can get all the doors open, so blind isn't logic without a hammer. Bunny moment on Scupula's side. Okay, so take 2 blind. means that it's going to start active, and your script doesn't work anymore. On green mail, the blind heads do 2 damage, and the bullets do 1. Playing this part really well, but health was still low enough that playing really well isn't good enough. Could buy a potion before doing this. Not too many ways to make it easier. But you can go back to the maiden cell and pick up blind again. And if you bring the maiden back, then you can get back on script. This looks like froggy time. Froggy time, a little better with flute. You can get most of the way back to the smith house. Okay, dual froggy time. So Scoopy are going to gain some efficiency here. Didn't have to make a separate trip for the frog. And what do we get? The boots. A slash for your trouble. So Sky, happy to see boots. That's going to be the 2 boots checks, and maybe we'll see a lumberjack check. Not going directly to the boots checks, though. I guess they're going to do purple chest first. Take another attempt at blind. It is easier with sword beams when blind is already in this position. Because you're not really putting yourself in danger, you're just throwing beams at blind. But you still have to dodge really well. So Scoop about to get their boots. Could be happy about that. Bring the frog back on the first trip. It's a feel-good moment. There go the sword beams. Has 6 health. So just play as well as last time. Should have it. Got the fight. Just a missile pack. I don't remember seeing a map here. So maybe that's all the items. Boots also makes Zora a lot nicer. And they have Moon Pearl. So actually, with the money, I like this Zora play a lot. You can get 3 of the items plus the scout on the ledge. But that'll be the first crystal. 55 minutes on Sky side. You can also get a bottle refill. I like filling this bottle. Just so that you have a bottle with something in it. And like bottle glitch pod, and there's a lot of places you can run out of magic. I always go for the bottle refill. Arrows on purple chest. Don't need that. But it's a check crossed off. We have a powder. I can't get to the bat anyway, so it's not too important to get that. But if it was a big item, there's a way to get that item. Using Moon Pearl and boots. Chat saying that there is an item in the big chest of thieves. You get simultaneous King's Tomb checks. It was Sky's Trouble in Thieves Town. Oh, nice mirror. And Scupula getting the boots on the first pass. They're gonna make up a lot of time in this segment of game. But mirror seems to be our progression. And so mirror's a lot. Let's see. There's a couple Dark World checks, but my first thought would be desert. You can do the front of desert plus checkerboard. And then there's a little bit in Hera you can do with mirror. Boots let them into Mire, but without Fire or Cane, you don't want to do Mire right now. And we're gonna see this Lumberjack ledge, which is just bombs. So we shouldn't see any Aga 1 fights today. That's right. Mirror is away into the Magic Bat. And mirror past the Hammer Peg in the Dark World. Boots Lock Desert. Not a problem when you have the boots. But this is Divergence. We have Desert on the left and Hera on the right. Scupula could get locked out of Hera. Can't Hera pot without a hook shot. So they're hoping to see a big key early on. Small key, little yikes. You need a fire source to do the basement. Oh. Both keys in front of Hera. Maybe the luck will continue and we'll get both items too. I guess there's a lamp in desert. So Sky can come in and beat the dungeon. But this will be Master Sword Lanmo, which is not the fastest thing. But it is a kill. Perfectly doable. So let's see. So Scupula is setting up for the bomb jump. It's a second fall now. At least they're hitting the switch before falling. Otherwise it's a double fall. But what you do is you charge a spin and then walk to the edge of the pit where you start falling into the pit. Release the spin and then walk off. And that'll put you on the topmost pixel every time. Because that bomb jump, you need to be on the top 1 or top 2 pixel. Top 2 work. But you move 2 pixels at a time. And just for a compass. Let's get the bumper skip though. Made up for a fall by showing off that skip. Then for Moldorm, it's going to be 3 spins. Having a bit of trouble, mostly getting on the platform. You can't control that at all. But 3 spins, dead worm. And that was compass and map in Hera. Okay, so next up is checkerboard. Most of the part they're doing most of the available checks. There's our morph ball and checkerboard. Funnier when you see it there before Moonpearl, but we got there. Hour 3 minutes, double orb. Okay, so gonna skip. Oh wow, Scopula goes straight to checkerboard. Gets that morph. What you doing? Bomb? Oh, well-timed bomb. Placed the bomb and picked up the morph at the same time. So on Sky side, I would have liked to have seen a GT check if they were going to reset to ship. Because that's kind of a good way to fit in a GT check instead of doing the fight. Is if nice bow. Could get in, check the screw attack items, the 2 GT items, then reset to ship since they're going to ship anyway. And Pearl. Power bombs. They do have morph bombs. I've forgotten. That was very early on at race game. And I don't think we saw a middle missile scout, whatever that outside of wreck ship, the upper area check is called. So I think we're going to see a full clear here. Space jump and gravity makes a full clear here pretty fast. So perfectly reasonable to come here. Might be interested in trying to fit in the Meridia checks. But with morph, they just got... There's a lot of game open. And we have a Phantom. So we're going to see some Dopplers. So Dopplering is when you hit Phantom with missiles, there's a little delay before you can disappear. So you want to hit him with multiple missiles before that delay runs out. But you have to be moving a little bit towards Phantom so that the missiles move fast enough. And then they shoot 2 initially, just because there's a damage threshold before moving to the next phase. Next mini phase. So you can't do 300 damage. So you hit him with 200 damage, and they'll start moving. Then 200 damage, so you don't end the phase. And then after that, you do the Doppler. I should be able to finish it on the next set of damage. And Scopula could go to Kraid instead. Crystal 2. Mark that as blue crystal. Looking for the numbers 5 and 6. Oh, that was really close to quick kill on Kraid. Got the stun lock, but missed the supers. Yeah, there's just one more missile needed from there. You kill Kraid with 1 missile and 3 supers. And that's gonna mean Ridley has our red crystal. So Sky is gonna be set for the next few minutes, clearing out wreck ship. Cupula has this one last check at the BTOM room, the Crady tank check. Sky's actually going to take a save here. If you have gravity, you don't really need to save before going to the E-tank location. It's about just as fast to get the item and run back. And we'll see how Scupula plays this next bit. Because you want to go to Meridia if you're looking at item density and that early gravity. But it makes Spazer and X-Ray really awkward. $300. So just gonna reset that 300. Sky already did all the farming. Found, I think it was 300s before this. Doesn't need any more money. Okay. I thought we were going all the way to the top of Everest for a minute. But you come down here to Fish Tank because it's connected to a room with 2 items. So this guy's doing Attic, doing a bit of a any percent power bomb into Spark strat. Very low on the Spark, and that's because they don't have high jump. And when you jump with Speed Booster but no high jump, you jump pretty low. You tank in the wall for Scoop, doesn't want it. Yeah. Going through Attic when you have Plasma, it's a bit of a question what's faster. Plasma kills enemies really fast. Like Power Bomb and Shine Spark is killing multiple enemies with the one use. Just tricky to know what's optimal. Tempered Sword in the water. That's nice. They both have a lot of Link to the Past left to play. So Tempered Sword is welcome. Tempered is one of the big damage upgrades that you're looking for. You can one-hit kill most enemies once you're on Tempered. And that just speeds up a lot. If you're not killing them one hit, then you just have better damage breakpoints. It's the Swaggy Spark through bowling. Just save time with that. So this guy is showing off some of the cool strats, but maybe thrown off by not having high jump. Playing NMG, and you get high jump pretty early, especially before you're doing the cool tech. So Scoop's gonna check the Aqueduct items, open up the save room already. It's a little more efficient to take the save first, But if you take the save after getting the items, then you get to keep the items. E-tank. So pretty set on E-tanks. If we eventually decide we don't want Varia, the item set's looking pretty okay for that. Mostly want Screw Attack and more supers. That's a Fire Rod at the end of Wreck Shop. So it makes all this worthwhile. So I think that and the boss kill was the only major progression here. And some runners try to skip out on Wreck Ship. Not expecting any progression here, but be punished in this case. We can watch Scoop's Batoon fight. This will be supers mostly. Not using a standard setup for the opener. So now they're going to have to deal with the Batoon's weird hitbox. You have to shoot kind of behind the head. Okay. Gets it before it becomes a real problem. That's a nice powerbomb placement. It's like Sky's practiced this. Scoopula definitely just showing off the sand dive. Yep. Do a horizontal spark in sand or in lava. You lose all your horizontal speed. Hopefully not a problem for Dragon. I'm not sure what kind of kill they're going for here. Between speed kill or ammo. But either way, you can take a bunch of damage. Dragon is 60 missiles worth of damage for 20 supers. X-ray with the shield, skipping that. It looks like it's gonna be an ammo fight. I find that missiling through the goops is better for the ammo fight. If you powerbomb, then you lose a lot of shooting time because Dragon moves to the center of the room before he can start shooting. Then you also get like some extra groups after the powerbomb that can come in your direction. It's going pretty well so far. I think you'd also want to shoot the goops before the powerbomb goes off with your beam. Just for drops. You don't really need drops either. And that'll be Sky's tempered. That's a Spazer location. And that might be hard for Scupula to get back to. If you want Gold Sword. It's just in a weird spot to route in now. Unless you exit out the sand pits. Could work. Yeah, we'll see how Scupula wants to route this. But leaving through the bottom meridia does make sense. You can clean up Spazer and X-ray. Going through the portal isn't that good without flippers. And they don't have bow or a real reason to do pod right now. So I could see Scoop just going out the bottom Meridia. And then this will be Sky clearing Meridia. So Meridia is Green Pendant. Don't really have to do this. I don't know. Oh, we have flippers. I miss flippers. So I guess you do want flippers. And that must have been here. Oh, flippers was Kraid? Never mind. So I don't think we've seen anything required in Meridia. And is a pendant. Okay, Scoop going right. That means plasma check. Plasma check goes well with a save scum. The plasma room just has so many transitions to go through. That's what makes it slow. And if you're leaving from plasma, that has even more you need to take to get back to somewhere useful. Yeah, between the two runners, we have flippers, lamp, and bow. So it's enough to do everything in pod. It's just not the thing you most want to do right now. Just super pack. Didn't set up a save, I guess. I think Scoop saved before Batu, but didn't end up using it. Might have done a sandpit check at that time. Oh, they're thinking. Open the door to Forgotten Highway. Went down to Cat Alley. Now we're hooking up to the tube again. Back down the tube. So it looks like we're exiting out south of Meridia. And these sandfall rooms are some of the worst rooms in the game. You're always going to fall in the sand and then have to work hard to get out. And the enemies hit rather hard. But it's nice to have gravity for that damage reduction that it gives. It's a 75% damage reduction against enemies. So this should be Scoop going up Red Tower and then into Wreck Ship. Because we know Wreck Ship is a crystal. It makes sense to do it. A lot of the other options open are not boss progression. Like the Brinstar checks it's a lot of items, but it's not a boss. Then if I just go through the list here, Eastern is available once they get bow. Desert is beatable. And they did get the lamp. I guess they just left, want a better weapon for the boss. Pod's a pendant. Swamp, we don't have hammer. Skull. We did find the fire rod, but also a pendant. Thieves, we're still looking for hammer for that last item. Scupula decided to just do the front four and leave without that hammer. Because it was map and compass in the front. Ice, you want hammer. Mire, you want cane. And Turtle Rock is a bit far off. Yeah, could easily turn into a search for the Turtle Rock items. It's like hammer, cane, and ice rod still. Possibly Quake. Yeah, we have mirror shield against no shield right now. And shields actually are useful, even if no one picks them up. Red shield blocks a lot of random fireballs, and mirror shield just speeds up a couple rooms between mimics and lasers. That's blue mail. Now we'll see what the blue banana in pajamas looks like. If green is blue, what color is this? Yeah, blue mail, it's a great item, but in a race context, you don't want to go out of your way for it. Okay, so Sky is walking out. If they're going to Dragon, this would be a reset to the save. So this might be a trip to Kraid. Plasma's not unlocked without Dragon dead, so that's not an option for routing. It still feels really bad to go all this way just to leave Meridia. Yep, Plasma is a strong beam on its own. Does 150 per shot. Third try on the gate. Okay, so out of Meridia, Scupula got the Dragon and Plasma checks, plus green pendant. We're still wondering about. Sky got the Shack Tool check. And none of those were super relevant. There's our flippers in the wall. Flippers is a required item because of Swamp. Scupula's in Wreck Ship, remembers bombs. So Scoop needs to kill Fantoon and make it to the gravity location for that fire rod. The fire rod and the seed for Turtle Rock. So we're really just hoping they're not trying to cut any corners here. Save time. Because since it's only Turtle Rock you need it for, it could be a long time to get back to this little spot. Oh, we're going for a third try. No. Fourth try. Not going for the stand-up yet. Got the frame on the mouth closed. But in the end, we did get a crate at the prom. You lose like 6 seconds trying to go for the quick kill again every time. I actually don't know how long you lose when Kraid walks forward or shoots rocks. But just going for the second quick kill attempt itself is 6 seconds. And full stand up is around 20. Plasma is really nice for the mini Kraid room. Going to the left anyway. Because you can one-shot the pirates and hit the door without changing your weapon or anything. Those slow patterns a Phantoon gives always fills up the room with fireballs. So even doing your best to keep the room clean, you're gonna be fireballs in the way. But that was a good fight by Scoopula. I'd say it was faster than Sky's fight. Scoop's crate fight was also faster. So saving a little bit of time on the bosses. But it does feel like Sky has the faster movement. We're back to high jump. You can't forget about high jump if you've done this front check without morph. But there's 2 spots here that require morph. So always remember to come back for it. Upper North Fair we have the Crumble Tower and Ice Beam spots, plus North Fair Reserve has 2 locations, plus Cosine Runic Rock is a spot. There's a bunch of places to clean up over here. And I want to say one of them hasn't checked Cathedral. But it's just arrow capacity, I think. But still living without various here. There's silvers. Pairs well with a bow. That's worth the trip, I'd say. And when they get back to Zelda, they're going to be gold sword silvers, which is pretty comfy. And Scoopula is just going to do the no save plan. It's a lot faster to come this way with gravity space jump. You're really not losing much time. Just running through this blindly. To take the save, you have to go up an extra floor, and then go through transitions plus the save animation. That heads up. Part of running this on a timer is like watching your time losses. And door transitions are a big part of that. Okay, so not Hera. Where are we going, Sky? This looks like Zora. So Sky's gonna get the powder. But Magic Bat's pretty... like, it's not what you want to do without hammering. So I don't think we get that check anytime soon. But we did get the man under the bridge check. And I don't believe we've seen this yet. What do we got? Missile pack. Missiles in a bottle. So nothing important there. Still, makes sense to check. Just got flippers, so do all the flipper checks. Ice Palace is available, but you can't get all the items because you don't have hammer. Really, Brinstar looks like the nicest place to go. It's just there's no boss progression there. But if they do go to Brinstar, they can get everything. Go Bryn Loop. Easter Palace would be pretty good too. With Eastern, you'd want to maybe pair it with Pod. It's like the only thing to think about. Nice damage boost. Got pushed forward. And Scupula is going to get the Fire Rod, so they're safe. Now this guy's collecting shields. But he's going to end on a red shield since they passed up the X-ray shield. So we'll see if it's Eastern here or something else. There's also Hera that's doable. Looks like Hera. Looks like they're thinking. And then Scupula, since they're ending up here at the ship, they can more easily jump into Bryn Loop or do Gauntlet. But it should start with the ship power bombs, Jack. There they go, flying off to the top right. Yeah, acid still does a lot of damage. Its randomizer, you have gravity, but it has that environmental protection disabled. So you're taking a ton of damage from the acid. Going for the spark through the door and health refill. I'd call this kind of slow. But once you do 2 long sparks, you do burn most of your health. Cool to see though. I guess we'd be up to like 4 long sparks. It's true that if you go to the top of the map like that, then you don't have to do a short charge. No falls from Sky. Gets the bomb jump right away. Because you're allowed to just roll through the acid after taking that health refill from the ship. And this is gold sword, so just 2 hits of any kind that aren't pokes. That looked like a poke to me. But still, 2 hits. Does that be like a tempered slash and a tempered spin? So that'll be 5 crystals for Sky. And Scupula's on 3 plus that green pendant that we don't know about yet. And Scupula gets the high jump, back a gauntlet. Don't have to deal with that bad jump height anymore. But still, you spend this hour and a half playing with one jump height. You have to like relearn your movement, readjust. It's gonna be Mushroom and Blue Mail. So Scupula is gonna have Blue Mail. It is nice to have one of the males because it's worth so much health. Like, even on full hearts, you can die pretty fast to Ganon. On just green. And then with the mushroom, they can do. They can start to think about a fake powder. Because it would save a lot of time not having to go back to Zora for that powder. That Sky with the ship reset, we're probably going to be seeing Run Loop from them. The Brinstar checks is the most dense and the most full clearable. That's why they're here. They've already done some of these checks, so it's not like full value. I didn't think Sky did the ship power bombs yet, but I feel like they were supposed to before Wreck Ship. This did have a way up here at the time. Still have Big Pink, and then after this will be Retro Brinstar. There's Arcana Samaria. So that's progression. Or maybe required items, the better word. On its own, it just lets you kill Vitreous. But they also have a much nicer Ice Palace now. Through Icebreaker. You're always happy to see Break Cane before Ice Palace. Since Icebreaker saves a minute or so. So nothing at Waterway. Just leaves Sports Bond Supers and the Wave Gate. Well, Sky fell on the right side, so that's good. Lucky. Gets the high jump and didn't want that money anyway. Wow. He made trouble with these jumps. Now they do have high jump. In most platformer games, you want to try to cut your ledges by jumping early, so you're moving fast when you hit them. You suddenly get higher jumps. You're going to overjump. They did both remember back of Brinstar Reserve. It's another place that's easy to forget, since we've already cleared out most of it. Yeah, this is Wave Beam for the Wave Gate. Took a shot at the glitch, then remembered they wave. It's actually Green Hills before Retro. Still. So after this, we'll be done with our large areas of items. And kind of go back to decision making. It does seem like Eastern Palace is a full clearable required thing to do. After that, we don't know. I really want to see Hammer. Hammer would open up a lot. Like, make a lot of things more full clearable. And then Varia would be also really big. So we're keeping an eye out for Varia and Hammer, really. Hookshot would be a lot of mountain checks, and that is really dense area as well. I feel like Scoop didn't come back for these early Super Metroid checks. Where Sky did. There's our Hammer. Okay, so that's going to help with clearing out dungeons. Scoopula also has the big chest in Thieves Town. That's going to be more appealing. Or free of a check. So that's another thing to keep an eye on. That's why they've been putting off the Thieves Town boss for so long. Just didn't have Hammer. Billy May's bringing the value with that Hammer. A little bonus money. Yep, the nice part of doing Bryn Loop last, or this late in the seed, with Speed Booster, means you can get all the checks here. Don't have to leave anything behind. Namely Waterway and Shaft Supers. We'll see how Scoopula tries to do this skip. Okay, well done. You build a spark going left, and then you get your blue echoes again as you run to the right. You can just jump right through the blobs, if not over them. Running right past 230. Okay, so it's just 230 and Bomb Frieza. It's on to the next location. But from what we're looking at, looks like Scupula's ahead on the progression chain, just by a little bit. This guy only really needs to pick up the hammer in Retro Brinstar here. But Sky does have the blind kill and the line mo kill over Scupula. Yep, just check the Bomb Trizo item. Then if you don't pick it up, the boss fight doesn't start. Vanilla behavior. Now we get a Alcatraz escape. With high jump, a little harder. With custom sprite, a little harder. Using the Contra sprite. This guy has Dark Samus. So this run to Eastern. I turn the green pendant on the way. Yeah, there's Sky picking up their hammer. I feel like I'd like to see Pod paired with Eastern, even if you're skipping the Pod boss. Just for that little bit of efficiency. But with Hammer, the math on that changes somewhat. Because they have most of Mountain open now. Ice Palace is open. And then Thieves in Scupula's case. They did just find a major progression item. And this means that the Dragon Green Pendant was not required. So this guy doesn't have to do that. Does this guy still forget that he has Morph Bombs? Doing the same trick. Charge the spark left and then run and jump right. Makes it so you don't have to kill out the enemies or anything. Or need an ice beam. So it's a good trick to learn. The settings today are 774 hard. And the seed also gave us a bit of a slow start. It really hid the early progression behind a lot of Morphless Super Metroid. They had to do Morphless Upper Norfair and Brinstar and Croc before finding progression. So that's going to slow down the seed time. The other factor is we have a Meridia cleared out. That's a pendant. They both done Skullwoods, except for the boss. So it just leaves Pod as skippable. So before those factors, I called a 3 hour. I call 774 hard as 3 hours. But then it's gonna be slower than that. Because the seed's been slow. Gonna lean closer to full clear seed. Swapping Metroid tokens for Ganon and crystals for Mother Brain. No, there's no setting for that. You have reduced requirements and you have already open. So here's Eastern Palace, about to be cleared up. Scupula. And Sky heading into Mire. Scupula does not have silver arrows on. Where were silvers? That was at Ice Beam? And I guess they just didn't do that before going up to grade. Not a big deal at this point. And then Ice Palace next makes a lot of sense. They have Fire Rod and Bombos. Hammer and Cane. And Ice Palace just has better item density than Mire. Mire has a bit of logical significance. Because you do have all the items to get here, including the medallion, a way in, and you can beat the dungeon. Emerald Cane doesn't actually mean anything for Ice Palace, logically. But then Ice requires Hammer, and that's their most recent acquisition. Vanilla Compass. So just gonna run right through. Oh, very nice Icebreaker. That was like minimal buffers. Well done. Scupula's gonna be looking for the big key with this route since they didn't hit the switch. But you're expecting to check all the chests. Looking for items anyway. So most of the time it's fine. This guy is putting off left side Mire. The lamp checks are a little slow. But you're also expecting to do those checks anyway. Looking for items in Big Key. Or I guess just doing the lobby first. We're getting a bomb jump in Ice Palace. You don't see this one too much. But line up with the hole and jump across. Didn't need to hit that switch. This is the key door. That bomb jump setup works for every 2-tile gap. Big key here on right side. We have an interesting route. Doing a lobby and then torches and then coming to right side. Small key in the big chest. So Scoop needs to bomb jump back across and then bomb the floor to get the item. This bomb jump you just hold upright. That's an easy one to learn. All for a map. See if we get any kind of spooky action from Sky. Did flute here. Looks like we're not going to see it. Didn't do the boot dash. Gotta kick up dust. So first to the boss is going to be Scupula. Doesn't have full magic, so it'll be a Bombos opener. But does have a gold sword, so it's going to be a fast fight. May need to mirror this far in advance. But it does save time like after the dungeon. Because you can mirror immediately. It's a little more optimal to be on mirror instead of pausing right after you leave the dungeon. This guy just can use silver arrows on Vitreous. Easy fight. This trip up to Man Under the Bridge, very efficient. But it's just a missile pack. So let's see. Sir. 1 SM token for Sky, 2 for Scupula. We're keeping pretty close on boss kills. So now Eastern. And Scupula goes to Meyer. Could be Desert. It looks like Desert first. I think Meyer first is more efficient. You check the big chest for an item. I guess they didn't do that earlier. Should be odd. Okay. Just remembering that they've already been into Desert. Great. Got the second item on right side and then mirrored out. Right, they haven't been to East Death Mountain yet. They got Hammer as their last Super Metroid major item. So then when they returned to Link to the Past, they started clearing dungeons right away. So they're just going to clear these 3 or 4 dungeons, and then we're back to going for density. But Dark Death Mountain with the Hammer mirror entry is not the best, because you have to leave behind Hookshot Cave. So it'd be nice if you could put off those checks until you find Hookshot. This guy messing up the manip, his Selphos. Had to wait for them to spawn, kill them with the sword. The Selphos manip, you're trying to spawn them. Like 4 of them spawn, and you're trying to make it so 2 spawn where it's not possible to be, so that they die instantly. So you don't have to kill 2. You put 1 above the room and other one in the pot. Use the gold sword's damage to kill the green Igor. Cool. So it's going to be Sky who has to make a play first. Goop's just starting Meyer. Meyer's kind of long. Nice arrow refill. Really don't have to worry about arrows once you get silvers. One of the really nice side benefits. It's a spring ball. I missed that the first time. Trying to hide just how much I miss while watching the other runner. Oh, right, Ice Palace. So maybe they'll be done their dungeons about the same time. Actually, I think Scupula goes to Thieves Town next. Then they'll get possibly Hammer Pegs and Magic Bat while he's there. Still haven't seen a cape for the ice beam on Bumper Ledge. Not that it's worth picking up time-wise. So, reserve tank in the spiky room. Going through Ice Palace, I like to always hit the switch when doing Icebreaker. So I don't forget one of the conditions around doing Icebreaker and misrouting. And that's what Sky's gonna do. A little faster if you don't hit the switch. And I think Big Key was on the way, more or less. So Scupula doing a bit of the same route through Mire. Time gained or lost here. Although, walking away from the big chest. Oh, no keys. That's the issue. We couldn't go up through the key door. Oops, chance to show off Spooky. Spooky is not too hard to learn, but you do need to sit down and practice it. Nope, not seeing it here either. It's actually not even that easy to practice, because you can't tell when it's working, even in practice hack. Unless they've added a way to show that it's armed. But it's based around carrying like values in memory, and you don't check them until after you're done the dungeon. I mean, you set them before you enter Mire, and then actually use the trick once you're at this part, heading to the back. Let's see, we're at 2 hours now. We have Ridley to fight, Swamp, and Turtle Rock. So it's going to be 3 more dungeons, 4 more for Scoop. And we still have a couple items to find, which all can and be in really bad places still. I'd still say it's like 3.5 hours. Maybe 3. And we're gonna see the screw and hopefully GT checks here. Another easy cold stare. Just melts under the butter sword. So this will be both of the GT checks, and it's just super pack. And you reset, but the reset takes you to the ship, and there's no reason to be at the ship right now. Unless you want to refill ammo. But even that's not that strong, since there's a health refill at the screw entry. It just would have been more efficient to have made this play when they found Morph at Checkerboard. Okay, so Sky is going to Death Mountain. And this is the big density. But what are we looking for? It's mostly hookshot. Yeah, hookshot, Very, and Ice Rod are actually all really good to find. And we also get the information on Turtle Rock Medallion. But if they get Ice Rod, then they can just clear Turtle Rock and not worry about it. Otherwise, they might have to think about dipping Turtle Rock, looking for progression. Find that Barrier suit back at Turtle Rock, just for your trip to Ridley. This is fake powder on Scoop side. You have to drain your magic, and then use Red Cane, and quickly switch to Mushroom. There's Quake. Cool. We probably saw Hammer Pegs. Or did they just flute straight here? Okay. I don't like this routing too much. Because clearing Thieves Town and then Hammer Pegs and then Big Powder would have just been really efficient. But would make managing magic a little harder. We're gonna bonk this full magic refill tree, get it all back. Yeah, that was a book on Sky's side. That opens up the 2 tablets and a ped check. Phaser, Cape. And nothing else really. So a ped check for Sky would mean they know they don't have to fight Dragon. Pod has enough items that you'd want to go there for the items, and then might as well kill the boss anyway. And get the pendant. But you also get to check Ether Tablet while we're up here. Bombos, kind of out of the way. If you do go to Bombos, you'd be looking at a hookless swamp play. And on Scupula's side, Sky skipped the big chest of Thieves when they were here earlier. So we need to know if that's an important item or not. It's a Quake Medallion for Turtle Rock. And that was picked up in Spiral Cave. So just got that. So now, Dark Death Mountain's looking a little awkward. You can do Super Bunny for 2 items. A Hookshot Cave, the first chest, because they have boots. I don't expect either of them to hover for the other 3 items. And then they can also do Ether Tablet as a charge beam. Like, run back over to Ether Tablet. And then you think about going to Turtle Rock without the Ice Rod. Whoops. Need to use that skull pot to bonk off of. So here it is. Just the super missiles. This guy's safe in skipping that. The hurt piece. We're gonna have to come back here some other time with Hookshot. This is gonna be Ether check. It does put you pretty far away from Turtle Rock to come over to Ether. So you might think about just skipping it. But you don't have many other choices right now. You go into pod, but that's also a pendant. I mean, not also a pendant. It's not much better than just dipping Turtle Rock. And then other than that, it's Bombos in front of Swamp. That's terrible. I think there's another item in Skullwoods. Again, it's really bad. Then Hammer Peg's Powder. This guy did have Hammer Peg's Powder available. Just decided to do Mountain first. So that means they're leaving these items behind. Powder wasn't anything, and we have a shovel on Hammer Pegs. This routes pretty well, because they haven't done Cape 45 yet. Oh, Scupula hasn't done Purple Chest either. This routes really well. But doesn't have the book, unfortunately. Key. Big key. Purple Chest is just arrows. But Shovel Check and K45 we haven't seen yet. So there's actually a lot of smaller checks spread around. Didn't need to go into Turtle Rock right now. Cart containers, first item. Yep. Scoop doesn't have the book, so can just leave the portal behind. Need that key. However, we are considering hookless swamp right now. So it's gonna be a little harder to get to that. But Scupula still has Dark Mountain to do, so it's not really fair to blame him for that. Mushroom turn in. Maybe buy a potion while you're here. And there's other things like Catfish and Pyramid Ledge. Graveyard Ledge. Just a lot of one-offs that aren't grouped well together. So, Scoop says time for Mountain. And of course we still have those Morphlock checks in Upper North here. So really you're just guessing at where the next progression is. Oh. I guess Sky got a poke in on the poke key. Wouldn't a poke also kill it in 2 hits though? I'm not sure why that happened. Okay, so Scupula wants to do Spiral Cave first, because then you can open Turtle Rock. That works out. And Scoop's just gonna do all these checks while Sky gives us Mimic Cave. Just missiles. Here. Yep, here's good to have coming up. You want to enter Paradox Cave where the block is, and then you just delete the block with the mirror. It's faster than going up a floor and jumping down. Tried to be careful, but got poked anyway. But Sky has red mail. Doesn't need to worry about damage. Bananas and red pajamas. There's our cape. It's gonna unlock the ice beam if they decide to get it. It's not really worth the time. But sometimes you just like ice beam and want to get it. It's our key. There's a map. That's not an item. Okay, the mirror shield. Just run right through these. Wow. The seed. Ice rod on laser bridge. No one's happy with that location. But worked out. And they're both going in there. I didn't know you could throw the block like that. I hope that's good. That's cool to see. Oh, Sky hit the head as it was unfreezing. And so it restunned instead of doing damage. Yeah. Has red mail. No reason to worry about damage. Even at half a heart, they're perfectly safe. Almost got clipped there at the end. If you're gonna refill magic, I think you just put cape on the entire fight. Oh, Scupula walked out. I thought they were gonna do all of Turtle Rock before these checks. Also picking up the skull. So now there's a chance that Scupula leaves without going into Turtle Rock. But I don't think it was a progression as Trinex's item. So it actually doesn't matter at all if you do it right before Ganon's Tower. You just don't know you're in go mode until later. There's Charge Beam for the right player. There's our hook shot. Feels bad to leave behind Hookshot Cave with Hookshot right there. But now they have Swamp open. So Swamp is the logical place to go. I don't know if we saw this mushroom turn in already on Sky's side, but I guess so. And Scupula actually did go back into Turtle Rock. So that's going to work out. Just going to build and build stress until that last check on Laser Bridge when relief. I saw that one. That one was Sword Beam hitting the Pokey first. Exploded the block a little too high when it was in the wall. You actually used Sword Beams for this too. Only on blue mail, so need to be doubly careful about your health. True that. We're just looking for Varia right now. Now that we have Hook Shot. That was another dungeon cleared in Turtle Rock. We're going to be able to beat Swamp Palace here. And it's just going to be Ridley. And Ridley's a crystal, so you can't like clear Ganon's Tower looking for convenience items. I don't know that I expect either of them to try to skip Varia. Don't have Screw Tech yet either. Screw is really helpful for Lorne Warfare. I have pretty much everything they could want for Super Metroid otherwise. So we're not going to see Pyramid Fairy. But there's still all the checks on East Dark World. Pyramid Ledge, Catfish, and Pod. After Swamp, we get the Bombos Tablet check. After Swamp, there's nowhere that's super attractive to go. Pod would be the densest, but you need to think about killing the boss then. And it's not that fast to get to the items. So you're just praying that Varia turns up in Swamp. And if it does, that'd put Sky in a good position for this race. If it doesn't, then I think Scupula has more of the overworld cleared. Plus a couple of the weird items. Like Green Pendant and Thieves' Big Chest. We're gonna start with left side. When you're looking for only one item for go mode, you can do go straight to the boss first, because then if you find it, you can just skip left side. A little more efficient to do left side first, if you're thinking full clear. Because that Mirror Shield didn't get Ice Rod on the last chest. Broke the suspense early. That wasn't Map Compass left side, was it? It may have been. The God Swamp layout. I was looking at Scupula pick up a map, so I'm not sure. Neither one did the backdoor Trinex strat. A little faster. You can save this step that he does here. Oh, stopped a little early on the diver down. You're trying not to get that spin, so I see people stop early. If you charge a spin, then you need to release it or pick up a pot, and it costs frames. Okay, so now, Scoop's gonna run over, pick up their hook shot. Combining it with the ether check, that's really nice for efficiency. Running across the top of the mountain twice, a little slow. They've had all the good Link to the Past items for a while now. So, fast fights all around. Oh yeah, we're also getting this Terra basement check. Since Scupula came here before Lamp. But there's nothing important here. And then Swamp. It does have the big chest left. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back in for that. Enjoy the coffee break here. You stand on a peg while it's raised, you get constant iframes. You wait this out. Is it in Swamp? It's a gold bomb, so not in Swamp. Is it Bombo's tablet? That would also be fine. But after Bombo's tablet, the whole world's open. Stream's fine for me. Okay, so this guy's gonna do a couple checks that Scoopy's already done. Very can be anywhere, really. Anywhere except for Lorne Orfair. So they just have to guess from this point and hope to find it. And there's a lot of awkward checks still. If there were any thought at all about skipping Varia, you'd pick up those supers. So here we have hammer pegs and magic bat. Then there's also the Thieves' Town item that was left behind. And going back to Thieves, the time commitment. But what can you really do? This guy hasn't done hammer pegs, right? Just we thought they'd do that first. For Meridia, Scoopula has not done Shack Tool, because they didn't have grapple at the time. And Sky has not done Precious, Dragon, or Plasma. but has done Shack Tool. So we know all the items from Rydia, but the runners themselves haven't fully cleared it out. We have not seen Graveyard Ledge yet, or any of East Dark World. And then there's also Skullwoods boss. The back of Skullwoods has an item, I'm pretty sure. So there's plenty of checks to make, but none of them are appealing. Especially at this point in the seed. Looking for just your go mode item. What's worse is that this is a race of 10-ish people. There's 8 racers. And you know that some of them can skip Varia. So, looking at the larger race, you're gonna be worried that you're just losing time here. That's how it goes. It just happened that this is a good seed for knowing how to skip Varia. Okay, so Sky has finished their dungeon progression, like required dungeons for crystals and Super Metroid tokens that they can get. So they're just checking for the item. Scupula just has the rest of the swamp here, which is going to be the boss plus the big chest. And then they're going to be in the same situation with pretty much the same check coverage. Just the Meridia situation stands out, where Sky has done Shack Tool, and Scoop has done Dragon and Plasma. Oh, and I guess Sky hasn't done the front of Skullwoods either. But he's just power bombs here. And then small key below, and compass in the middle. So they're really going to be pretty much tied up in just a minute. And it'll be down to who guesses right. But there's still so many awkward checks. Mostly the upper Norfair ones feel bad to go back to. You never want to go back to that Morphlock Croc location, cosine room. So, like, pod is the densest looking thing. But if you're doing pod, you need to commit to the boss, usually. Sky does get the ped check right now. It's just a missile. So, ped is dead. That's good. It'd been really mean if it was a very on-ped seed when other runners can just skip area. But one more item in Skullwoods. I guess there was an item on left side swamp. Oh well. That's the item. Don't need to kill them off. Next will be Graveyard Ledge, and should continue that over to Catfish and East Ark World checks. I've seen it before. No, I've seen Ped Gravity before. Yeah, for Becca Skull Woods, it's normally more efficient to do Ped after, but in this case, the knowledge of if you need the pendant or not was useful in skipping the boss. You're also coming back to Dark World either way. You can pick up the Ice Beam while they're here. Really not going either way at all to get those, other than going through the cave. And you do get value out of it for beam damage and Metroid rooms. Just Gold Sword poking the Murkerdactyls. Alright. So Scoop is now area hunting as well. And what does it mean to start at the Swamp Portal? Not really sure where they're going from here. Doubt it's Shack Duel. So it looks like Pyramid Ledge. I think it's a little faster to go to the pod portal if you're going to Pyramid Ledge. Doing a quick fast scan and check. But no, we're playing 774. 7 crystals to unlock Ganon's Tower. And 7 crystals plus an Aga 2 kill to fight Ganon himself. And also the 4 Super Metroid boss tokens in order to enter Torian. Should be an even race if Varia was right here. Nah, knee tank. It'd still be an even race if they both went to pod next. Save and quit. So is this Upper North Fair or is this Hookshot Cave? I think you do Hookshot Cave before Upper North Fair. It is 3 items altogether. So we're gonna see Hookshot Cave for the 3 items. Could have gotten these earlier by hovering. You could have even routed Hookshot before East Mountain. But both of those are pretty unlikely. Oh. Not pod. Now they're just avoiding pod. So same question to Sky. Which deck do you like more? The Upper North Fair Left Behinds or Hookshot Cave? Bottle. Heart piece. And red ruby. That was not the answer. Yeah, we've seen Screw Attack and the GT items. I don't remember who saw it. So we're going to start with the Norfair Reserve 2 items. Oh, Scupula forgot to do high jump. Whoops. Right, of course he'd come to Bubble Mountain, this guy, because they've already done Ice Beam and Crumble Tower. And we found it. 244 go mode for Sky. Very in the heated room, inside a block above the lava. And it looks like we're going to see Lava Dive. I think leaving and fluting's faster, but it's pretty hard to say. Setting up for a Lava Spark. That'd be cool to see. Nope. So just going to use the gravity space jump method. And we're into Lore Norfair to get that last crystal. Sky has full beam, plenty of ammo. Really, it's everything except for Screw Attack and X-Ray. Yeah, we're almost 3 hours in. Coming into the end game of this race, so maybe I'll throw a shout out to the runners. We got Sky here on the left, racing Scupula. They put up a really even race. End of game. Just came down to who went to look for the Varia in Norfair Reserve first. I tried the bot command. Didn't work. Type it out. Give the runners a follow if you like what you've seen. Pretty solid showcasing from both of them and how these SMZ3 seeds are played. And that's going to be Scupula with their very suit. Heading into Lore Norfair. Either refilling health or taking a different route. Okay, they're gonna visit the health refill. Nutella refill. Just because you do take damage in Lore Norfair. It is an end game area. Also thank our tracker here, Jambo Frames. Done a great job keeping track of things. I didn't even notice if anything was missed. Just on top of it. Especially after that messy start that we had on the tech side. Ridley fight, just him with 30 supers. Wait, Scoop, what are you doing? Okay, so this is a fast pillar setup, but I think they want to store the spark before entering the Viola room. It didn't work out. But you can do it where you don't open the green gate and you just run through the Viola room and shoot open the door, keep running. I wonder what's better. Like, charge plasma wave shots kill pirates pretty fast. But missiles aren't bad. I think this top one you could just jump into. Sitting on 90 tanks, plus some reserve. Playing safe is gonna give Sky more time to get ahead. And Sky seems more comfortable with the health. And we're seeing a run up to the Bubble Mountain area as they're way out of the ring, out of Lore Norfair. Yeah, Varia ended up being in Norfair Reserve. Early on in this seed, they had Space Jump, Flute, and E-Tanks. So they did Morphless Upper Norfair and didn't get anything from it. But they did like isolate those two checks. And so they're just now getting, just moments ago, got back to cleaning up Upper Norfair. So this will be Sky with a noticeable lead into the very end game. All the bosses are killed, so just has to kill the Brain and Ganon, as well as climb GT. And Spila still has the rest of Lore Norfair, including the Ridley fight. Being very safe with this part too. Imagine looking for health. So 30 supers. And like this is enough health that you can just take damage from Ridley. And it's fine. You mostly just want your supers to connect with this much health. And also keep track of how many you're hitting, so you know when the fight's over. Yeah, it was a fine fight. I'd expect them to get drops, since they've been watching their health this closely. But with both suits and plasma, it's not really a problem. I just hope we don't see any farming on the way out here. Yeah, one last mountain climb. think Sky skipped Hookshot Cave, like the hookshot locked locations. That was the start of this lead, because they were completely tied. Scupula was a little bit ahead to the mountain, but did Hookshot Cave first. That's right. We gotta look for the Gans Tower Big Key. So if you feel inclined, you can guess which chest it'll be in. I'll keep track. That's a lot of Tuskegee hits. Now you're damaging down for Crystal Flash. Okay, we got some guesses. Even a doubled up guess. We're seeing the right, left, and possibly right routing. Reserve tank check. 3 reserves. Yeah, so we're gonna see a Crystal Flash. If you're interested in what this Crystal Flash sprite is, that's number 4. So, no right-on guesses, but Phantom's the closest with an 8. Oh, this makes sense. You want a bit more health when you're going to reverse amphitheater. So, Crystal Flashing to get full health. What I don't like about reverse amphitheater is you're committing to hitting the green gate glitch, and you're going to be at reduced super count. I'm not trying to speed kill the enemies. Actually gets more drops this way. Okay, 7 tries. Got it first try in Croc's area. Second try. Very nice. Even weave between the rippers. Right, so for timing this GT climb and Mother Brain and Ganon, I like to call it about 20 minutes from the overworld, like where Scupula is. So it should be like a quarter after 3 hours. 3:15 finish. Seems like an ice beam pickup. Ice beam isn't worth the time to pick up, but if you want it, you want it. It really makes the Metroid rooms feel better. Easy Wizrobe rooms when you have the cane. You just get to use the strats since they have all the items. Even on the Zelda side, they're not missing very much. They don't have blue cane, but they did find it. So it's like, looking at the trackers, just screw attack we haven't seen. So it's either Gans Tower or Pod. And then this will be Scupula starting their climb up the mountain for the last time. 4 small keys, top of GT. Not really anything to look for. Just inflating chest count. This guy doesn't have half magic. Don't quite remember where that was. Maybe a hookshot cave. Where were all the items? Tony asks. Spazer had a sword. The beachy area of Meridia had a sword. Early supers. And mini Moldarm Cave. That's your 4 swords. And Beria was in Norfair Reserve. We've seen some nice doubles here. Aw. Knocked him into the ceiling, so despawned the shot. Walking the easy 3 round. It looks like Scapula decided to go full right, so I'm gonna put off the big key. I kind of forgot to hit a torch. So the torches should go out. Oh no. Okay, made it through. I didn't think the middle torch would stay lit long enough. Well, you did it. Get to see some nice cane dashes too. So Ganon fight. Hey, we found Screw Attack. It was all worth it. Ganon fight with Gold Sword. Just cut him. That's how the bacon is made. Red Mail. Didn't really need to escape, but it's for reducing heart damage. With Gold Sword, it's pretty easy to fit in the number of hits you need. So, this last hit will end the 3rd phase, and then we're into the Darkness phase. Where you gotta land those silver arrows. Torch glitch optional. Went for it. Oh, missed the slash. Okay. You can get hit. And we're actually getting the entire full right on Scoop's side. Which is not good for finishing with a low time. Because the big key was early left side. One G for Sky. Alright, so to finish a seed, SMZ3, you need to beat the end bosses for both games. That is Ganon and Mother Brain. But the order you do it in doesn't really matter. Beating Mother Brain first is a little faster because the escape sequence doesn't start and you don't have to do as many rooms. But if you clear Ganon's Tower first, you get some items that might be useful for Super Metroid. So this guy's gonna have this full Ganon's Tower climb and a Ganon kill lead. Yeah, take that full magic drop. Going full rate in GT Basement does eat up a lot of magic. So you gotta be a little bit careful with that. But with half magic, it's not as big a deal. Okay, so this guy has all the items. You don't want Screw Attack anyway. So they have all the items. So let's see how well they can do these Metroid rooms. We're turning off, we're turning on ice. Not sure why it would be off. A couple missed shots here and there. Hey, you got him. Go, go. Next room. Metroid 2 was fine. We actually get to compare Metroid rooms against GT Gauntlet right here. That's a really nice ice floor from Scoop. Just didn't quite get the dash out. And I guess we're gonna miss how Metroid's 4 goes. Hopefully we get streamed back in time for Baby Skip. Ah, Scoop missed the second gold slash. 2 gold slashes kills a Lanmo. So if you had gold sword here, you can use that instead of silver arrows. We don't have sound. Switch that over. Easy Wizard's room with the cane. Yeah, not really too much going on in these upper Ganon Tower floors. Just play like NMG with a gold sword. So, forgetting that the mushroom was turned in. Or maybe I'm missing something. But we just had a fake powder set up. But no mushrooms, so can't fake powder. I'd say crash. Could have been a death. But I would guess crash. Maybe race time chat knows. A power failure. Sad when that happens. We go again. There's nothing really on the line in these community races. Not like it's a tournament match or anything. Just get together, do these races 4 times a week we're up to. Friday through Monday. Just race for fun on variety of different game modes. Today's is just a hard. It's a 774, but like the standard, it's 774, where you just get all the crystals and boss tokens. Surely we have a schedule for this. There you go. So you get a schedule for upcoming matches. It's done like quite a bit in advance. The entire month is set up for February. And yeah, we saw Scoopula take a death there. Really wanted to get that fake powder off. But I feel like he'd have a potion. You don't want to hookshot into Ganon. It's dead. With Gold Sword, it's only 6 hits, so you don't have to be risky with your hits at all. And we did get a baby skip on Skyside. Way to go. Don't know if we're trying to get pokes on Ganon here, but they do work because it's Gold Sword. Oh, nice finish to the fight. Easy double at the end. This can be a G for Scoopula. I don't know about this guy. Oh, okay. We're doing the midway Zeb skip. I guess Sky was the one that didn't go too far for their Ice Beam. But if you go out of your way for Ice Beam, you gotta do Zeb skip. Clear out the Rinkas, because they create a bunch of lag, and Ice Beam keeps them from respawning as fast. Switch this back. Now that Sky's back, can give their game sound on the stream since they're ahead. And this will be Mother Brain 2 down. So the last question is, do we get stand-up? You need 70 tanks for stand-up, which is this number. Uh, 70 tanks before the Rainbow Beam hits. That's going to do 3 tanks of damage because they have area. And then you get below 1 tank, because that's when she stops doing attacks to lower your health. Then stay in the air so you don't get stuck to the floor. And for Mother Brain 3, she gains health, like her health pool is attackable as soon as she turns fully gray. So that's what you're looking for here. And then when the baby detaches is another check that locks you to the floor. So it's 30-something shots. High 30-something. And these are all going to be doing damage. 900 damage with this beam combo. These Rinkas, or I guess these rings into the wall, are going to extend the fight. Or extend the cutscene. So that's not ideal. But we're still putting in damage. No baby skip for Scipula. It's going to take the drain. The refill is right through a door outside. Going for the super tight short charge. Not many people can do that. I can't get that short charge. Oh no, that's a bad door. Don't want to do that. If you swing back to the right, falling through that door, it adds a lot to your door transition time. Okay, the infamous Leodox room. Named after Leodox. I think we're getting a down back skip on Scoop's side. Just press down a little early and accidentally morphed. Because with Screw Attack, you have to do a down back. Or Spark. He gets it, no problem. We get a backup Spark in the climb. Still faster than doing wall jumps. But we're coming up on the end here. Sky lost their timer, so we'll have to look at Scupulas. Because power failures do that. Gonna lose everything. And this is it. We're gonna have our winner of the race on the big Speed Gaming 2 stream. It's gonna be Sky. The time of... Actually, let's get the official time. The time of 3:15:44. GG. Hey Sky, welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Put on a good race there. Unfortunate that a power failure happened. Had to redo Toria.
Yeah, hopefully the screen will start back up.
Yeah, we got you back up fast enough. Got to see you start over, really. It's like we saw one full playthrough of Toria.
Yeah. Probably went better the second time. I've never actually gotten a baby skip before. I was kind of surprised I pulled it off.
This is a good baby skip.
Thank you.
So, won the restream race. How do you feel? How'd you like the seed?
It was interesting. It was a pretty convoluted logical chain early on.
That sure was a start to a seed.
Yeah. I think at that point then it just got opened up to where did I want to go, where did I want to skip, and I was trying to avoid pod at all costs. And I was thinking for a long time to go back and redo Upper Norfair, and I probably should have. That would have saved me a lot of time at the end searching for Varia.
Yeah, sure, but you can't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it made you just do every bad check early on, and then once you do eventually have morph, you don't want to go to your Bryn loop, and that just slowed down everything.
Yeah.
Neither of you went into pod, and it ended up not having anything.
Yeah, at the end, I'm not sure what I could have had. Screw Attack, if Varia wasn't in Upper Norfair, I was gonna try to do a probably unsuccessful Lower Norfair Hell run. I think I had enough E-tanks and Crystal Flashes, I don't know. Without Screw Attack, I probably would have failed at it, but that was my next play if Varia wasn't in Upper Norfair.
Right. We did see Screw Attack was in Ganon's tower,
Oh, okay.
so no one would have had that.
Yeah.
Like it was a okay item set for skipping Varia. So did it play on you at all to know that there's other runners in the race who are gonna try that?
No, I don't think I'm really at the level to play against the people I'm racing against. I'm still learning a lot myself, especially routing. I struggle with a lot and figuring out where to go. Early game, I think it's a little bit easier, but late game, I struggle with where to go. And as far as I know there's some in there who are capable of Lone Warfare Hell runs. I think I take too much damage. I'm not good at avoiding it enough to properly survive Lone Warfare without maybe more ammo. More supers, I think I would have been comfy, but I'm not good at a charge beam Ridley fight. And so I'm not sure if I would have had enough Crystal Flashes and 30 or so super misses for that fight.
Yeah, I find it in Randomizer, it's more of a super only fight.
Yeah.
But not having Screw for Lone Warfare is really painful. You kind of need to know what you're doing to skip area.
Yeah, I've done it just messing around with full E-tanks, so I wasn't too far off to where I probably could have done it, but it may not have been a first, second search track kind of thing, so I was very glad when Jerry ended up showing up there.
That was actually when you pulled ahead into the lead over Scoopula.
Oh,
So
really?
you're both in that looking for a Varia situation.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and Scoop just entered the ship. So going to finish second place on the race and fifth overall with a time of 3 hours 20 minutes. GG there.
GG Scoop.
Yeah, overall, your play looked pretty solid. I think I saw that you had some issues with speed and no high jump, especially in
Yeah,
Attic.
yeah, that was really not clean. I was going for I was trying to have space jump go off one more time before triggering the spark and did not get what I was looking for and then just completely missed everything.
Yeah. Just showing off how things change without high jump. Hey,
Yeah, which is funny because I usually, not so much with speed booster, but I don't really like high jump all that much. So usually it doesn't bother me too much, but that tonight it did. I think I missed quite a few jumps with that tonight.
yeah.
GG Scoop.
GG. So
GG Scoop. So both of you played really well.
yeah, I feel like I should have been a lot higher of a time than it was for all the stuff I did.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. Like the early game really slowed you both down with what it made you do, like all the doubling back, but still a fine, just over 3 hour time.
Yeah, Alpha Peebs is not common. That was interesting.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to figure out if the hook shot was a cane lock or cape, or didn't it matter at that point? That blue cane that I had to leave.
At that point, I think you could have gotten Varia, gotten back out with Blue Cane.
Yeah, but the hook shot in Spike Cave, so I was like thinking, you know,
I think with early bottle and health, that was in logic without the cane too, right?
No, was it? Okay. I don't know, there was stuff everywhere, except Meridia. I got a sword out of that, and then promptly left and hit Spazer and got the other one, so it was fun.
Yeah, it's a bit funny how we had one of you do Dragon and Plasma, and the other did Shack Tool.
Yeah, I typically don't do Bot's Wound. I'll usually do the front up through the sand pits and then backdoor Dragon later if necessary. And I was thinking with how crazy the seed was up to that point, it just might have something on Shack Tool. But I also had to use the restroom, so it provided a nice break there as well.
Especially in this case with Pendant Dragon and early Gravity. It's like you want to do some Meridia, but maybe not all of it.
Yeah, that was funny seeing the Old Man Sahashwala say it was Green Pendant and then gravity right behind him. It was almost foretelling that something would be there, only there wasn't.
I didn't talk to him today, and I usually do, but yeah. So we got speed, okay, and I chased that the wrong way. This is a brand new way to bet on Croc. I didn't do it, and it ends in a single rupee. Do all that stuff in Meridia for the green pendant, turn it in, it's a single rupee. Like, just
Found them both.
that's mean.
You did it.
Did you get Varia? I guess probably.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
in behind the green door.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of you went looking for Varia.
Yeah, if it wasn't there, I was going straight down. I mean, I don't typically do it. In fact, I don't think I've ever done it, but by then, I guess. Well, I'd skipped a few tanks, but I'd picked up a few in Swamp. I'd picked up one on the way, and I was like, well, okay, we can make this work. But there it was.
Yeah, so Sky finished Swamp Palace first, and then was cleaning up the Village of Outcasts area when Scipula finished Swamp. And so you're both tied up in the hunt for Varia. But Skip went to Hookshot Cave, and Sky went straight into Upper Norfair.
Of course,
Yeah.
for half an hour. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just like, well, it's pod for sure, but ended up not being the case. I just avoided it.
Yeah, I didn't go to Pod, but I did do a disgusting double dip of Thieves Town to check the hammer because I figured it might just be something stupid like there. Thieves Town in general was my enemy tonight. I think it took me 3 tries to finally go back in and beat blind. So
Yeah.
I figured that would be my poetry for the night, that it took me that long to beat it and it would be there.
I was thinking you could use the cane to save yourself, but forgot you reset that.
Yeah, I would have died, I think, getting that anyway, without a Crystal Flash and 5 tanks.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could have gotten out of there anyway.
Yeah, I did the same. I tried to keep it, and I gave it a shot. That's it. We're done. But yeah, I put off Thieves Town until I had the hammer, which usually burns me, but at least that way I didn't have to think about it. But
Yeah, you had a couple really efficient routing plays like that, and also getting the Smith on the first pass, and
yeah,
combining purple chest with your mirror.
Boots helped for sure. There's a bunch of stuff. This is not your standard steed for sure. I wouldn't say bad. Could have been worse, but there's some weird stuff you had to do here.
Yeah, there was weird stuff, and then some stuff just fell into place, like Ice Rod. I don't know if you did it at the same time, but I did Turtle Rock, trying to find something at that point.
Oh yeah, I
doing all of East Death Mountain, and ended up at least getting that, and then that's when I went and got the hook shot, which I didn't realize till later. I never went back and checked Hookshot Cave.
Bottle. That's about it. I was looking for Varia there too, but yeah, the ice rod there, and the last of 5 items, of course. Where else would it be?
Yep. And then I think I had no health refill, and I think I finished off Trinex with a half a heart because I decided to throw down a Samaria block instead of switching to Ice Rod. I don't know what was going through my head at that moment.
Yeah, I don't think there'd be any blame here for getting a little messed up going through this one. I tell you what, I double dipped Friend of Escape. These drop packs, I really don't understand, and I just green guards were dropping bombs left and right later on. And I was just hoping for one so I could finish that. But
Yeah, I don't understand draw packs either in this really, but it's not the same as Link to the Past randomizer. I think it's
all over the place.
Really randomized per enemy.
So yeah, that's just. I went in there with 4. I was like, well, I'll pick up one somewhere, but green and purple guards are both dropping them later. But It is what it is. Just bad start. But yeah, went all right. Some good, some bad. A lot of ugly. Yeah.
Enjoy the seed? Yes, no?
Yeah. I like having to do some different stuff from time to time. Just wish I would have grown a croc first. But as soon as I saw the mitts, I'm like, yeah, there's gonna be pearl. That's for sure. Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought it was a fun seed. It definitely was a little bit of back and forth and what on earth is going on here, but overall it's fun. Any seed with speed booster is fun.
Yep, found speed, found boots. With that, any final comments before we sign off?
Just to be sure, thank you very much for hanging out for this 3+. I'll watch it back some point. I'm sure it'll be a interesting chat. I'm sure had some moments. So yeah, thank you, and thank you, Jambo, as well for tracking again. Appreciate it.
Yeah, same. Thank you, Aussie for comms and Jambo for the tracking. GG Scoop. Thanks, Speed Gaming. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
GG's. See ya sometime next week, I guess. Next weekend. All right. Peace.
So we enjoyed you guys here too as well. So thanks Sky and Scoop for stepping up, for being on the restream, and hope to see more of you in future weeklies. Thanks to Jambo again for the tracking. Did a great job. And with that, we're going to be done for the night here. It's been your weekly SMZ3 card seed card race. So good night.